Hello, beautiful people of the internet. How are you doing today? My name is Jackie and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we are going to be playing another round of my TBR game, Scrabble Picks My TBR, this time for the month of March. If this is your first time here, first of all, welcome. Secondly, I will link my Scrabble TBR playlist, including the rules in the card for this video. It's a pretty simple game. Every month I spell 5 words in a game of Scrabble, and those 5 words act as my reading prompts for the month. I must successfully complete the prompt to collect the points for that word, and once I reach 150 points, I get to clear the board and start fresh. So the last time I filmed a Scrabble TBR was for January, and let's talk about how I did on that TBR. I believe that I read all of the books on that TBR except for The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexandre Dumas, which I suspected because it is literally over 1,000 pages long. I started it at the end of January, and now, as of the beginning of March, I still have a little over 300 pages left. So I have been reading it, I have made great progress, but I can't give myself the points for it because I didn't finish it. But I believe I still have 111 points currently, which is pretty good. Before we dive into the picks, let's talk about my reading plans for this month. There are no specific books that I was hoping to get onto the TBR. However, I am planning to participate in March Mystery Madness, which is a readathon that happens on BookTube every year devoted to all things mystery. Technically, all you need to do to participate is read one mystery/thriller/crime book in the month of March, and that's it. But they also have some reading prompts for people participating in the readathon who want to do the prompts, and my plan is to do 3 of the prompts that they have on their tic-tac-toe board. So I am planning this TBR trying to get mysteries that fit some of these prompts onto the TBR. I am going to make an entirely separate video talking about my plans for March Mystery Madness, so subscribe and stay tuned for that if you want to see my reads for that readathon. So no specific books that I was trying to get onto the TBR, just hoping to read at least 3 mysteries this month. Now, I think that's about it for housekeeping. Let's throw back to past Jackie to see what the first prompt is going to be. This is how the board was at the end of last month. I had 1 star tile left. I forgot to put it over here. And these were the letters that were left on my rack. So that means I need to start this month by drawing out 3 new letters from the bag. P, L, R. So for this one, this is going to be an H. Sharp. I also will get points for moods. And so this prompt is going to be read a book that has some sort of sharp object on the cover. So like, you know, a knife. You know what I mean. Anything that's sharp or pointy, could be like a thorn, something like that. So that is going to be the first prompt. Now let me math really quick. Okay, so this is on triple letter score. So that means this is 3 plus mood 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10 plus then 3, this counts for 3, so that's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Is that correct? Okay. So the first prompt for the month of March is sharp. Read a book with a sharp object on the cover. Or I guess I could have picked one in the title too, but I went with on the cover. The book that I picked for this prompt is The Last Housewife by Ashley Winstead, because if you look closely, you'll see that she's holding a needle and thread, and needles are sharp. I have been meaning to read this book for a while now. This is a thriller by the same author of In My Dreams I Hold a Knife, which I read and rather enjoyed. This book, I know it deals with a cult. Our main character, Shay, years ago, her and a friend were sucked into this cult led by this very charismatic leader. Many years later, Shay has gotten out and started a new life for herself. A new life for herself. Goodness. A new life for herself, but while listening to her favorite true crime podcast, she hears that her old friend Laurel has recently been murdered. This is going to be my first pick for my March TBR. Excited to read this at last. U O I A. For this one, I am just going to keep my options open. Like, maybe I could spell something better, but I'm just gonna spell loan, which is only 4 points. But that way, this can really be whatever I want. I'm just gonna use this as a, library book prompt. But I think that's what I need because since I do want to participate in March Mystery Madness, it gives me the freedom to basically pick whatever I want. So that's what I'm doing here. Oh boy, the next prompt, loan. A library book, a book that I am going to loan from the library. And I am once again putting a rather big book on the TBR. Because this is going to be the year that I force myself to read some of these long books. The book that I'm picking for this prompt is An Instance of the Finger Post by Ian Pears. This is going to work for one of the March Mystery Madness prompts. So in case you didn't know, Janelle from Too Fond of Books, who was a March Mystery Madness co-host and a booktuber who I loved watching, she passed away about 8 months ago. And so to honor her, one of the prompts for this year's March Mystery Madness is to read a book that reminds you of Janelle or that you discovered through Janelle. Now, I first subscribed to Janelle when I was first getting into historical mysteries because she had so many good recommendations and I added so many books that she talked about to my TBR. This one is a historical mystery that is honestly not the type of historical mystery that I usually gravitate towards. However, I remember Janelle saying that this is possibly her favorite historical mystery of all time. That is high praise, so I knew I had to check it out to see why she loved it so much. This is a big book. It takes place in Restoration era England in, I think, the 1660s. And the mystery of this book is surrounding a man who is found murdered on an Oxford campus. And what I know about this book is that we are following many different characters, getting their different narratives as, we work through the mystery of what happened to this murdered man. Because Janelle loved this so much and said such good things about it, it was something that I knew I wanted to check out at some point to see what the hype was about. So I'm gonna read this for Janelle for this March Mystery Madness. N G E. So I think this is what I'm going to choose. Unite, which has the triple word score and the double letter score. So that will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times 3 is 18. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to pick for this prompt, but I think I'll be able to come up with something. Next, unite. Like I said, I wasn't sure what I was gonna pick for this prompt. I wasn't sure how I could make it work, but there was a book on my physical shelves where I saw it and I was like, this is perfect. I'm going to be reading Queen Victoria's Matchmaking, The Royal Marriages That Shaped Europe by Deborah Cadbury. This is a historical nonfiction book, and I picked this for this prompt because what do marriage alliances do? They unite people, they unite royal families, they unite countries in political alliances. There you go. And also when you get married, you know, you can also call it a union. So proud of myself for this one. Like I said, this is a historical nonfiction book that follows Queen Victoria's many descendants, highlighting some of the political marriages that Queen Victoria arranged for some of her children and grandchildren, talking about the impacts that these royal marriages had on European politics. I remember I read a little bit of the beginning of this book on Amazon when I was debating whether to add it to my TBR or not. And from what I remember, it had a very accessible writing style where the beginning of the book almost reads like a novel. I really enjoyed the way that the sample was written. So I'm gonna read this for this prompt. I think it's been a while since I read a nice historical nonfiction. I'm personally very interested in European history, royal history, so looking forward to this. R. N. Another R. And, oh, blank. I guess it doesn't matter exactly where it goes. Okay, so for this, green, simple, book with green on the cover. So that is not on any special tiles. So it is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Next, green, a book with green on the cover. For this, I decided to read The Bullet That Missed, one of the Thursday Murder Club mysteries by Richard Osman. I just love these books. This is a British murder mystery series following a group of retirees who call themselves the Thursday Murder Club. They are all very interested in mysteries and true crime. So in the very first book, when someone is murdered at their retirement village, they take it upon themselves to investigate. This is just a really lovely series. Even though they're mysteries, they also feel comforting to me in a way, and I love the characters. This will work for the March Mystery Madness prompt 999, read a British mystery. I'm so happy that I was able to fit this on the TBR because I love these books. F. T. O. E. Okay, so this is a prompt that I've thought of for a long time, and again, I think it's something that's going to give me plenty of options. So, I'm going to go right here and spell 4, which will have the double word score, and read a book that has a 4 stars or higher average rating on Goodreads. This is a prompt that I've been thinking about for a long time, and I think there'll be many books that I could potentially choose. So that is 7 times 2. Lastly, for the prompt 4, a book with a 4-star or higher on Goodreads. Honestly, I had so many books that I could have picked for this, and I went back and forth. Like, there were a lot of good choices, but I ultimately decided to pick this book because it's one that I have been meaning to read. I almost put it on a Scrabble TBR last year, I think, and then I ended up choosing something else. I'm going to be reading Love and Fury by Samantha Silva. This has a Goodreads rating of, I believe, 4.18 stars. This is a historical fiction novel about the mother-daughter duo Mary Wollstonecraft and Mary Shelley. Mary Shelley famously wrote the novel Frankenstein, one of my favorite classics, and Mary Wollstonecraft was a very famous early feminist, known for her work, A Vindication on the Rights of Women. This book takes place as Mary Wollstonecraft is dying shortly after giving birth to her daughter, also named Mary, the future Mary Shelley. And I believe the narrative device for this book is we're basically following a dying Mary Wollstonecraft as she recounts her life story to the midwife, knowing that she's about to die, but wanting to tell her story so that someday when her daughter grows up, she will be able to hear it. This is a book that I've owned for a while and I've been meaning to read it. I am very interested in Mary Shelley because I just love Frankenstein so much. And I read Romantic Outlaws by Charlotte Gordon, I believe her name is. The book is over there somewhere, which is a dual biography of Mary Wollstonecraft and Mary Shelley. So the premise of this book sounded really good to me, and I am happy that I will finally be reading it. That is it for my March Scrabble TBR prompts. I hope you had fun. This is what the board looks like, though we should be in pretty good shape to reset the board next time, I believe. So everybody, these are going to be my TBR picks for the month of March. I'm probably going to add another book to the TBR for March Mystery Madness, so subscribe to my channel to see that video. I think it's going to be the video I post after this one, so if you want to see the other book that I'm going to be reading for that readathon, go check out that video when it comes out. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. It really does help my channel grow and reach more people. Also, I would love to hear from you in the comment section. Have you read any of these books that I'm planning to read this month? Will you be participating in March Mystery Madness? I'd love to hear from you. And if you're still here, but you don't know what to comment, what can I ask you to comment? There's a detective emoji, isn't there? Like a little Sherlock Holmes looking guy. Comment that little detective guy emoji if you're still here. I hope you enjoyed this video today, and please subscribe to my channel if you want to see more from me. I post new videos every Wednesday and Sunday. My social media links are down below if you want to follow me on Tumblr, Instagram, or be my friend on Goodreads. Thank you so much for spending time with me today, you guys, and I hope you have a remarkable rest of your day. Bye, and I'll see you next time.